cardboard box beside the chair, waiting on the floor. Cardboard box beside the chair, under red lamplight. I placed it there so quietly, like it might change the night. The jacket hung above it, still heavy with the years. The kitchen held its silence while I stood near. The bass moved under softly, the morning touched the air. Nothing changed the room, like cardboard box beside the chair. Cardboard box beside the chair, softly in the room. Cardboard box beside the chair, under the kitchen blue. Cardboard box beside the chair, warm base underneath. I am not throwing love away, I am learning how to breathe. Cardboard box beside the chair, jacket in the view. Space became possible while I move through you. Box low, time slow. Chair waits, heartaches. It did not mean no feeling, it only meant I chose a place for what was finished, and a room that could grow. I do not need to rush it for pride or control. Cardboard box beside the chair still steadied my soul. Maybe simple boxes can hold a heavy year. Maybe gentle packing can make the ending clear. Cardboard box beside the chair, now the ache feels slow. The memory is still tender, but I let pressure go. Cardboard box beside the chair, dawn begins to show. The floor turns wider and I let go. Cardboard box beside the chair, waiting on the floor. I held it one final minute before I folded time. I held it one final minute against my quiet chest, not to bring you back here, just to let the memory rest. The fabric felt familiar, the kitchen light was thin. I breathe the old years out and breathe the morning in. The bass moved under gently, the room stayed soft within it. Nothing felt more tender than I held it one final minute. I held it one final minute, softly did not mean I wanted the ending to rewind. It only meant goodbye can need one careful piece of time. I do not need to shame it for pain or control. I held it one final minute and steadied my soul. Maybe final minutes can soften old regret. Maybe holding gently can help the heart forget. I held it one final minute. Now the ache feels slow. The memory is still tender, but I let pressure go. I held it one final minute. Morning starts to show. My arms turn lighter, and I let go. I held it one final minute. Before I folded time. The kitchen watched me fold you into careful lines. The kitchen watched me fold you, jacket sleeve to sleeve. The chair stood bare beside me, learning how to breathe. The fridge light made a witness. The red lamp touched the floor. I folded every winter that I could not hold before. The bass moved under softly. The room felt strange and new. Nothing saw me clearer than the kitchen watched me fold you. The kitchen watched me fold you softly in the room. The kitchen watched me fold you under red and blue. The kitchen watched me fold you, warm base underneath. I am not folding up my whole heart. I am learning how to breathe. The kitchen watched me fold you, box light in the view. The old shape grew smaller while I moved through you. Fold slow, let go, sleeve line, old time. It did not mean erasing, it only meant enough. The fabric could be handled without becoming us. I do not need to keep you in the chair for control. The kitchen watched me fold you and steadied my soul. Maybe quiet kitchens can witness silent change. Maybe folding fabric can make the air rearrange. The kitchen watched me fold you. Now the ache feels slow. The memory is still tender, but I let pressure go. The kitchen watched me fold you. Dawn begins to show. The chair turns light. Tape across an old season, sealing in the dawn. Tape across an old season on the cardboard seam. A quiet strip of plastic closed a winter dream. The jacket rested folded with receipts in time. The token near the corner and the note I would not mind. The bass moved under gently. The air found a reason. Nothing closed it softly like tape across an old season. Tape across an old season, softly in the room. Tape across an old season, under kitchen blue. Tape across an old season, warm bass underneath. I am not locking away love, I am learning how to breathe. Tape across an old season, box light in the view. The past became quieter while I moved through you. Tape line, old time, box closed, heart knows it did not mean forgetting. It only meant a place for every soft reminder that had filled this space. I do not need to open every ache for control. Tape across an old season, still steady my soul. Maybe sealed boxes can breathe in their own way. Maybe old seasons can leave before the day. Tape across an old season, now the ache feels slow. The memory is still tender, but I let pressure go. Tape across an old season, morning starts to show. The seam turns lighter, and I let go. Tape across an old season. Tape across an old season. Sealing in the dawn. Your jacket left before morning from the kitchen chair. Your jacket left before morning inside a quiet box. The chair was finally empty under red lamp soft. I carried it to the hallway and placed it by the door. The kitchen breathed around me, wider than before. The bass moved under softly. The first light started forming. Nothing felt more honest than your jacket left before morning. Your jacket left before morning, softly in the room. Your jacket left before air clear. It did not mean no sadness, it only meant more room, a little less old winter inside my kitchen blue. I do not need to keep it for pain or control. Your jacket left before morning and steadied my soul. Maybe leaving objects can open quiet air. Maybe what goes out can show what is still there. Your jacket left before morning, now the ache feels slow. The memory is still tender, but I let pressure go. Your jacket left before morning, dawn begins to show. The room turns wider, and I let go. Your jacket left before morning. From the kitchen chair. One bare chair near the table under morning light. One bare chair near the table looks strange without the coat. The wood showed every small scratch, like a quiet little note. No sleeve across the corner, no collar near the air. Just a chair I had forgotten was only meant for sitting there. The bass moved under gently, the room became more stable. Nothing looked more honest than one bare chair near the table. One bare chair near the table, softly in the room. One bare chair near the table, after kitchen blue. One bare chair near the table, warm base underneath. I am not scared of empty spaces, I am learning how to breathe. One bare chair near the table, morning in the view. The absence turns simple while I move through you. Bare chair, new air, wood light, soft night. It did not mean no memory, it only made it plain. The room can lose a symbol and still hold gentle pain. I do not need to cover every space for control. One bare chair near the table still steadied my soul. Maybe bare chairs show how much space we keep. Maybe ordinary wood can let old stories sleep. One One bare chair near the table. Now the ache feels slow. The memory is still tender, but I let pressure go. One bare chair near the table. Morning starts to show. The chair turns lighter, and I let go. One bare chair near the table. Under morning light. The room looked larger without it. When the morning came, the room looked larger without it. No jacket on the chair. The fridge light touched the table, and there was open air. The red lamp still was glowing. The floor was still cold blue. But something in the kitchen no longer waited for you. The bass faded under gently. The silence softly fit. Nothing felt more peaceful than the room looked larger without it. The room looked larger without it. Softly into dawn. The room looked larger without it, and I kept moving on. The room looked larger without it. Warm bass fading low. I am not keeping every sorrow. I am learning to let go. The room looked larger without it. Morning and the view. Your jacket on the kitchen chair no longer held me through. Room wide, soft inside. Chair bare, new air. It did not mean forgetting. It only meant more space for my own little morning in my own quiet place. I do not need it perfect for peace or control. The room looked larger without it, and steadied my soul. Maybe open kitchens can heal without a sound. Maybe what we remove lets the light come down. The room looked larger without it. Now the day feels wide. The memory is still tender, but calmer inside. The room looked larger without it. Morning turning gold. Your jacket on the kitchen chair, and I let go. The room looked larger without it. When the morning came, your jacket on the kitchen chair, and I keep breathing. basket in an empty aisle under 2 a.m. light. Basket in an empty aisle, swinging by my side. I only came for water, but I stayed beneath the light. The floor was shining pale blue, the shelves were standing still. The city slept outside there, but my heart never will. The bass moved under softly, the glassy keys so fragile. Nothing showed my night like a basket in an empty aisle. Basket in an empty aisle, softly in the glow. Basket in an empty aisle, moving slow. Basket in an empty aisle, deep bass underneath. I am not running from the quiet, I am learning how to breathe. Basket in an empty aisle, fluorescent in the view. The store stayed open for me while I moved through you. Highlight, long night. Basket low, let go. It did not mean I needed everything I touched. I only needed somewhere that did not feel like too much. I do not need to fill it for pain or control. Basket in an empty aisle still steadied my soul. Maybe bright, small places can hold a tired mind. Maybe empty aisles can give the heart some time. Basket in an empty aisle, now the ache feels slow. The memory is still tender, but I let pressure go. Basket in an empty aisle, morning starts to show. The light turns softer, and I let go. Basket in an empty aisle. Basket in an empty aisle. Under 2 a.m. light. I reached for your favorite drink, before I thought it through. I reached for your favorite drink on the middle shelf. My hand remembered softly what I would not tell myself. Cold glass against my fingers, blue light on the door. One small habit opened, a feeling from before. The bass moved under gently, the aisle began to shrink. Nothing caught cold past, and still hard will. It did not mean I wanted the old night back again. It only meant my body still knew where we had been. I do not need to take it for pain or control. I reached for your favorite drink and steadied my soul. Maybe favorite things can stay upon the shelf. Maybe letting go begins with choosing myself. I reached for your favorite drink. Now the ache feels slow. The memory is still tender, but I let pressure go. I reached for your favorite drink. Dawn begins to show. My hand moves away, and I let go. I reached for your favorite drink. Before I thought it through. The freezer doors reflected me in the quiet store. The freezer doors reflected me with blue light on my skin. I looked like someone waiting for a life that would not begin. Rows of frozen color behind the glassy shine. I saw my tired face there and knew that it was mine. The bass moved under softly. The cold air came in three. Nothing looked more honest than freezer doors reflecting me. The freezer doors reflected me softly in the blue. The freezer doors reflected me, still moving through you. The freezer doors reflected me, deep bass underneath. I am not scared of what I look like. I am learning how to breathe. The freezer doors reflected me, cold glass in the view. The person in the mirror was moving through. Glass cold, truth told. Blue face, still place. It did not make me lonely. It only made me clear. I had walked into the bright store because home felt too near. and steadied my soul. Maybe cold reflections can soften what we see. Maybe lonely faces can still belong to me. The freezer doors reflected me. Now the ache feels slow. The memory is still tender, but I let pressure go. The freezer doors reflected me. Morning starts to show. The glass turns lighter, and I let go. The freezer doors reflected me. In the quiet store. The freezer doors reflected me. In the quiet store. The freezer doors reflected me. With blue light on my skin, I look like someone waiting for a life that would not begin. Rows of frozen color behind the glassy shine. I saw my tired face there and knew that it was mine. The bass moved under softly. The cold air came in 3. Nothing looked more honest than freezer doors reflecting me. The freezer doors reflected me. Softly in the blue. The freezer doors reflected me. Still moving through you. The freezer doors reflected me. Deep bass underneath. I am not scared of what I look like. I am learning how to breathe. The freezer doors reflected me. Cold glass in the view. The person in the mirror was moving through. Glass cold, truth told. Blue face, still plays. It did not make me lonely. It only made me clear. I had walked into the bright store because home felt too near. I do not need to hide from every look at my soul. The freezer doors reflected me and steadied my soul. Maybe cold reflections can soften what we see. Maybe lonely faces can still belong to me. The freezer doors reflected me. Now the ache feels slow. The memory is still tender, but I let pressure go. The freezer doors reflected me. Morning starts to show. The glass turns lighter, and I let go. watching the rain behind the counter light. Two clerks watching the rain through the front door glass, speaking very softly while the empty minutes passed. They did not know my story, they did not ask my name, they only kept the store warm in the middle of the rain. The bass moved under gently, the night felt less plain. Nothing made it softer than two clerks watching the rain. Two clerks watching the rain softly in the glow. Two clerks watching the rain while the night moves slow. Two clerks watching the rain, deep bass underneath. I'm not alone inside the brightness. I am learning how to breathe. Two clerks watching the rain, counter in the view. The store held quiet people while I move through you. Rain, glass, night pass. Two lights, soft nights. It did not mean they saw me the way I saw myself. It only meant the world still had someone else. I do not need a witness for peace or control. Two clerks watching the rain still steady my soul. Maybe tired strangers can calm a lonely hour. Maybe open stores can feel like shelter power. Two clerks watching the rain